Let's do some science. Slideshow, and you are up.
All right. Hi, everyone. So today we'll be giving you a basic introduction to X-ray crystallography. So basically, we had found an article about a lab in Berkeley doing research into this topic, and yet we found out quickly that it involved much more mathematics than we were prepared to put in. So we've decided to try to explain it in the simplest way possible.
Okay, before we get started with our presentation, we need to introduce a few key terms. A crystal is a solid material that is characterized by a near perfect repeating arrangement of molecules. Recognizable examples include diamonds or amethyst. Diffraction is a phenomenon that occurs when a wave, such as an X-ray, hits an obstacle. Diffraction works through elastic scattering. This is a type of scattering where the wave interacting with a particle bounces off in some direction without its wavelength changing.
So basically, what exactly is the point of X-ray crystallography? So the aim of X-ray crystallography is to obtain a three-dimensional picture of the density of electrons within the crystal. So this can be important because it can help with scientists determine where the atoms are in the chemical structure, and it also helps them determine the attraction between two chemical structures. Lastly, it can help them dictate the pattern inside the crystal, called the crystallographic disorder.
Here you can just see a visual model that shows how X-ray diffraction works. So the X-ray beam goes through the crystal and then diffracts onto a film right here. This is the diffraction pattern and is then analyzed on a computer to determine the arrangement of the molecules. When crystallographers examine the diffraction pattern on a computer, they don't get a photo like a regular X-ray. They get a pattern, which you can see right here.
So using the raw data pattern, they can calculate the relationship between the atoms. They see basically like how close they are together, and they can see the attraction between the two different atoms. So the picture right there is a photo of the diffraction, and the one on the right is the way that they use that data to kind of analyze the angles between the 2 points.
Yeah, so the blue line is the X-ray beam, and then the red line is the angle that comes off, which they measure.
So basically, a lab in Berkeley called the ASL lab, or the Advanced Light Source Lab, developed a new technique to more closely analyze X-ray and analyze the crystals. So they developed this specific program because when crystal samples are so precious and small, researchers cannot easily extract them from surrounding materials without either damaging the crystals or the surrounding materials. They needed to come at it from a different perspective, so they decided to create their own X-ray programming. So basically, they did this so that they could easily keep the crystals intact while also looking at the internal and external makeup. So they were able to streamline the X-ray machine so that it was more precise. Basically, they narrow down the X-ray beam so to narrow in on one or more crystals.
And this is a picture of the photos they get.
Any?
Nicely done.